Who Rules the World takes place in a martial arts world known as Jianghu, where the Empyrean token causes several states and sects to fight for the right to, as the name suggests, rule the world. A deeper and darker mystery exists amidst this contest. Two legendary heroes, Bai Fengqi and He Fengqi, are caught in the middle trying to solve this mystery. Yang Yang and Zhao Lusi lead as the duo Bai He Fengqi, along with several actors we've seen in the past from Love and Redemption, The Untamed, and Swords No Stride. This drama is shaking up to be quite the mix of action and romance.
We've been waiting in anticipation for this drama for quite some time. With Yang Yang and Zhao Lusi as our main leads, we're in for an amazing experience. Helmed by the same director of Love and Redemption, Who Rules the World will no doubt have the most epic fight sequences. After watching the first 6 episodes of the drama, we'll be diving into our first impressions. What's up, Sunday fams? Welcome back to another video. My name is Flip,
I'm Element.
and we are finally into another wuxia Chinese drama. This time, Who Rules the World? It's been quite some time ever since I watched Ancient Love Poetry, and we've been watching Swords No Stride.
Love and Redemption too.
And
right
Love and
you.
Redemption was quite a long time ago, but it's hard to get this guy to get into the good ones, but I think we have something here for you. We're getting into our very first impressions of what we've seen so far.
From the offset, this show has some pretty incredible and pretty epic action choreography.
Yes.
The fight sequences involving Bai Fengqi and He Fengqi are truly epic. He uses a fan, and she uses her sashes, which reminds me of a fighter in Street Fighter called Rose. And along their journey of trying to solve this deeper mystery that started out as like a contest for the Empyrean token, we get to see a lot of their chemistry together and a lot of her subtle acting nuances in her facial expressions as well. And it just like, every time I see it, it makes me smile.
Is this your first time experiencing Zhao Lusi?
Yes. Actually.
Yes. I mean, if you know, for quite some time now, I've been talking about Chinese dramas, and Zhao Lusi is one of my favorites. She's just so damn adorable, so damn cute. In this one, she mixes up her adorableness and her cuteness with some lethal beauty, which is quite amazing.
As the description of heroine Feng says, as beautiful as she is lethal. I'm used to actresses that I currently have a bias for, which is Cheng Zhao and Meng Xiyi. I haven't really seen them in many projects, and so this is definitely making me a fan of Zhao Lusi.
So I want to touch on the action just for a little bit. We only got a little bit, a sneak peek of the action so far, but after episode 6, man,
that's pretty crazy.
It is amazing.
As we've been talking about, a lot of the fights are not very traditional because, you know, their enemies and the henchmen that they're fighting are using the typical swords, and He Fengqi is using his fan, and Bai Fengqi is using the sash. And it's a very unorthodox way of filming action choreography because it's not filled with punches and kicks, it's filled with their mystical moves and how they maneuver with these weapons.
And that's very reminiscent of the director who directed Love and Redemption, because a lot of the fight sequences really rely on CGI and a lot of like really quick cuts. Sometimes that might be a little overwhelming because like there's too much happening at the same time, but when they use wide shots and really kind of take advantage of the screen, some of those sequences are beautiful.
And it's not as overwhelming in this show. Sometimes there are quick cuts, but oftentimes it kind of translates well because they're using such unorthodox weapons, and it's not necessarily about the punches and kicks. It's about the flourishes of her sash and just the way he's like doing his fan moves.
I mean, the choreography is very impressive so far, and we're digging it. On top of the choreography, you know, the cinematography has been pretty good so far. There's moments of magic and delight when you see a sprawling town or sprawling city. The scenes under the night are quite impressive, and so that has been pretty good as well.
And my number one gripe in all of Chinese dramas is always the ADR and overdubbing. And we've done a video on this before, shout out to Avenue X, where we demonstrated how unnatural it sounds. Let me preface this by saying that this is just according to my mind's ear. I don't actually know the ratio between natural voice and ADR, but I do feel like most of the scenes with Lucia and Yang Yang are natural voice.
Awesome.
Most of the time. And there seems to be kind of a healthy mix between natural dialogue and ADR, where some scenes you can hear that it's being spoken within the environment, and in some scenes I'm pretty sure it has to be like on an actor by actor basis where they hear the actor speaking, they're just like, let's just dub over that because it sounds weird. For the most part though, Bai Fengqi and He Fengqi are speaking naturally.
把他赶出去。
好，我给你倒茶。
你这茶艺倒是比钟离好得多。
And it's good to see that they are using ADR natural voice more and more within the mix, because it's a deal breaker for me. And so I would love for more Chinese dramas to follow suit from Sword Snow Stride, which their entire dialogue was natural, and I thought it was incredible. Another thing that I love about the show is the detective angle, because for the most part with the mystery of Chinese dramas, it's all about political intrigue, maneuvering, and who's backstabbing who in the court. And this one, even though it starts off with the contest for the Empyrean token, it seems to be a larger mystery surrounding this secret manual or something that's coveted in the martial arts world.
And those are one of the common tropes when it comes to these types of stories, right? Somebody has to obtain this one legendary item to have all of the power and rule over everyone. But there's one thing that I want to touch on about the detective angle, and we'll do that a little bit later, because there's absolutely one thing that I think is going to be the biggest and most important part of this drama, and it's Yang Yang and Zhao Lusi. Their chemistry is what's going to carry this drama. You could tell by their interactions and the way that they act together that they had a lot of fun filming this drama.
This is the first time I've seen Zhao Lusi acting in anything, and I love how adorable she is with Yang Yang, and their subtle acting together in the scenes where they are awkwardly staring at each other and just darting off to avoid any kind of romance between each other, hints at the larger romance between the two, and I just love the acting in those parts.
She's actually considered as one of the rom-com queens of Chinese dramas, and so for the most part she's in these dramas where she's very cute, she's very adorable, but then when she was in The Long Ballad with Dil Raba, she had a little bit more of a serious and mature role. So you're getting all of the combinations, all of the good parts of Zhao Lusi.
I'm quickly becoming a fan of Zhao Lusi, and I hope that I see more projects with her, and more projects with Meng Jiyi, and more projects with Zheng Chao. I want them all to be in one project. Now, while we love all of those things, there are some things that are kind of taking us aback and kind of leaving us wanting for more. For me personally, it's the mystery versus the journey part. Now, this one is less of a con and more of like something that I miss. I appreciate the mystery and I appreciate the detective angle of this show, but something I've been looking for in a drama ever since Evernight was that unassuming protagonist with hidden potential, where they have to train to reach the upper echelon of cultivation. And in Evernight they did a great job of that, where he joins the rear mountain. We see all of those powerful instructors and brothers and sisters, and we had to follow him as he trained to reach those heights. And in this one, everyone is already powerful.
Yeah, but that's the one thing that I love about this, because everyone is so powerful. What else is next? You know, there's gotta be more. There's gotta be the villains. There's gotta be the main bad guy that we are looking out for. As the story unfolds, we already know that there are 4 legendary gentries, and we've already met 3 of them. So who is the final one? And you know what? We could predict that it could be the bad guy. And so I'm looking forward to seeing all of these like the most powerful martial artists duke it all out.
As I said previously, it's less of a con and more of something I just miss, and I hope that there is a drama out there with another case of the protagonist with hidden potential that I get to watch in the near future. Maybe Heroes in December? Jeez. With Meng Jiyi finally? But yeah, it doesn't really detract from the show for me. It's just something that I miss. But another thing that really leaves me wanting for more is the pacing issue of this show. A lot of times, things go here and there, and it's very jumbled up in terms of the narrative. And we even watched an entire, or skipped an entire episode, and we just watched it as if it was normal. And we're like, does this make sense? No, but this is probably where we're at this point. And so we just watched it for like a good 15 minutes until we said, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, those are things that I'm numb to now. Those are things that we are willing to forgive when it comes to Chinese dramas, because they can be fast, they can be slow, they can be super slow, and they can be super fast. So pacing has always been an issue when it comes to Chinese dramas. We hope that one day it'll be perfect.
Until that day comes, I'm just gonna have to accept that riding on the horse from state to state takes 30 minutes.
And the one last thing that I think leaves both of us wanting for more is the music. You know, we're used to epic soundtracks and very memorable, very sticky soundtracks, especially Love and Redemption. The The Untamed, Word of Honor, The Long Ballad, Ancient Love Poetry, just to name a few. All of these have very epic soundtracks that are memorable. As you're watching the drama, when the soundtrack or even the theme music comes on, you're like, yes, something is happening. But it feels like they were trying to go the route of Word of Honor, where the music is doing something where it's like more elegant and more subtle, very much like Word of Honor.
And you can listen to this perfectly when, you know, Bai Hei Feng Xi are fighting together, like for the first time. Like the slow ballad comes on where you're expecting an epic fight song. And it's something that can detract sometimes from the epic emotions or the epic scenery of the fight scenes.
Right.
All in all, after taking everything into consideration, our likes and our dislikes, I'm gonna have to rate Who Rules the World personally, at the moment, A-.
And I'm gonna give it a B+.
But let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you are watching Who Rules the World, let us know what you think of the show. That'll do it for our first impressions of Who Rules the World. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to turn on notifications for all your Asian entertainment and K-pop reactions. As always, this is what we're watching this Sunday. We'll see you guys next time.